so first question is violin fingering sticker. It's good for beginner? I'm not suggest to put the stickers, but so many students want that, so I confused. It's good or not? Okay. So for me, I usually put the violin stickers for the very beginners, for them to really get to know the tune right, the pitch right, and get comfortable with putting the fingers down on the tapes. So I would say tapes all across the strings, you know, like this. Or stickers could help, but sometimes stickers can like pushed aside with the sweat on the fingertips. So you can move around or it can create some gummy stuff on the fingerboard. So I don't like that. So finger tapes are good. Like there is actually in Amazon, we have this thin tapes that beginners put on the fingerboard that doesn't really get off easily. And it has like 3 different colors. I use that for beginner students. And sometimes I see gifted students who have really good ears. So they started with stickers and I get it off like when I feel like they're ready to play in tune without the stickers, without the tapes, then I would just take it off and then really train them to listen better. But you can start that from having the tapes on. So they don't only rely on the tapes to play the right note, but also relying on their ears, because if they're just depending on the tapes, it's not good for intonation, like for their intonation listening skills. So I would recommend using both, starting with the tapes just for them to get used to the finger patterns and then shape of their hands to settle, and then at the same time let them compare the 3rd finger and 4th finger with open strings so they know if it's in tune or not. Always ask them, how do you think? Is it in tune or not? Is it sharp or flat? Just ask them question and then let them train their ears and really use their ears to get the right tune. That's what I would say. Yes. All right. And then the second question, how to play practice fastest passage like continuous semiquaver notes. I'm struggling with that after the 100th time practice. I will get the notes, but I don't know proper technique and how to play fastest passage. Please clear this question also. Okay, so when you're playing fast passages, it's important to practice slowly first. Like slowly as possible when you can play without any mistakes. So it could be very slow and just very steady rhythm, steady tempo. Start with slow tempo, and then when you get comfortable with that, when you're playing every note in tune and clear sound, then you can move up to gradually faster tempo. So like if you're playing with a metronome, then I will go like just 5 number higher and then play the same passage, and then if that becomes comfortable, go to the next level. Yeah, and then go to the next level, and then after that, always in your practice time, slow practice, middle tempo practice, fast tempo practice, always have these beats in your mind. So like accent on the every beat. If it's 4/4, then ta 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 ta. So you know where the beats are. Usually when we are playing and practicing the fast passage, we tend to rush, and that just becomes kind of like, oh, my fingers are not working. And also the second problem could be right hand and left hand not really coordinating together. So that always comes from, okay, where does the string cross happening? Where does the shift happening, if there's any shift? And what's the finger pattern on different strings if they are different? So knowing that in slow tempo and then giving an accent on each beat, playing really steady tempo, not like fast and slow and fast and slow. Sectionals, practice the sectionals, and then play slowly the whole section. Just be patient and keep repeating. With that consistency, you will get to play faster, more comfortably and confidently. Does that answer your question? So it takes time. It takes time to play fast passages comfortably and confidently with clear and good tune, but you have to start really slow, like baby steps. Don't try to get to the fastest tempo from here to here. Always take one step at a time and make sure each step is comfortable and each step you're playing every single note in tune with clear sound. Okay? And you'll get to the top of the stairs over time. It takes time, but it's gonna be worthwhile. Okay? Good. All right. Good that you got it. Okay, so Tony asked me, were you a child prodigy? How do some children like 9 years old play professionally? I don't think I was a child prodigy. I was a hard worker. I practiced a lot. I practiced 1 hour a day, and my teacher told me to practice 3 hours a day. So I tried to get that, I don't know, like I was just like wanting to be a good student, and then like after school I would do homework and then practice and then play in the playground, something like that. So that was my routine when I was growing up. And some children can be very gifted and they just learn really fast and they become very famous and really like professionally playing when they're like 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. Those kids are just gifted, like talented kids that just absorb everything. Maybe they have like innate talent, but we don't have to have that to play the violin in a way that we want to play. We can also create the beautiful sound from our unique personality and unique gifts that we have and touch people with our music. Yes, that's how I think. And any other question? All right, so the free training, are you guys registered for the free training? Unlocking Effortless Violin Mastery. It's next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So this is very exciting opportunity because I am going over the very foundation that you can really play the violin effortlessly, because sometimes we just like really hold on to one technique and try to control everything in our body. Yes, I'm glad that you can, yes. So you will get a lot out of it, but it could be a little different from how other teachers teach violin, because I experimented different methods and I've gone through all the mishaps and injuries and like tension and also frustration, because we know what the perfection is. We know, like from the recordings of famous people, we know what the perfection, that standard is, and we just push hard to get there. And in the journey, in the process, when we are not careful or not mindful, we can actually hurt ourselves. And as a result, we can actually hurt our music too. Because if our body is not healthy and really in the highest possible emotional state and physical state, our music also can suffer, because music, when we're playing the violin, it's connected to our body, mind, and heart together. So how do we get to that place where we can play the violin even when we're practicing just small section? Problem solution comes faster when we're in that state, and when our energy is flowing naturally, when we are listening better, when we're thinking better, when we're moving better. So that's the training about it. And then also I'll get to a little more tips in how to master certain technique. So I'm really excited to share this experience with you. Okay, so Tony is asking, when you play normally, how much bow pressure do you normally use? Okay, so it depends on how loud I want to play. But when you're normally playing and metro forte, something like that, just use your body weight and gravity. So you don't have to force it. You can just use the body weight to put the bow on and then just pull it back and forth with the normal speed. Yeah, and that can just create the resonance, the natural resonance. So when we are playing with too much pressure, it's just a normal way that you can work with. Yes, you can work with just body weight. And if your arm is moving naturally and without any tension, because sometimes when we are pressing hard, it's like creating the tension, and sometimes if we are holding the bow too tight, it also creates a tension, and then it actually kind of hard to play with clear sound as opposed to just let go and move the body weight, move the arm without any tightness around your upper arm, your elbow, your shoulder, and your bow hold. So when you put the weight on, it's from the index finger here. You're just natural weight. Use the natural weight without any forcing or controlling. Does that answer your question, Tony? Hope that helps. So it always comes from surrendering, using the gravity, and also keep moving your arm with the free-flowing energy here. So you can notice and just scan your arm and scan your body, and also scan your bow hold. If there's any tension, if you're holding onto it, let go and try to listen and experiment with different speed of the bow so that you can listen and then really know what kind of bow speed and what kind of bow weight rings the most for your violin and bow. Okay, so that's index finger. Yes, index finger pressure. Index finger pressure, but it's not pressing down with the index finger. You're just putting the weight on the index finger with your arm weight. So it's not the index finger. It's from all your arm putting on your index finger like this. Yeah. So bow hold is not going to stay the same. As you move the bow, your bow hold is going to release, but the weight is going to be always there, right? But then the weight gets a little off at the front, because if you like keep putting the same weight as you did at the tip of the bow, it's going to crush the sound at the front because it's very heavy, right? So you can experiment with like different weight transition with your arm. Always make sure that you're not tightening up anywhere, and listening to the sound while experimenting with different pressure and different speed. All right, and you can join the Facebook group, and I can't wait to share this experience with you. I'm so excited, and this will really transform your violin playing. And if you can apply these 3 secrets, the methods that I am introducing to you guys at the training, it'll really change your perspective of how you practice, and you will be more motivated to practice. And even in the short time of practice time, you'll get the most out of it. You'll get most effective time. Yes, thank you, Tony. You got it. So, and this, like, also beginners, it doesn't matter which level you are. I'm not just talking to the advanced level violin players, because it's all about the passion that you have for music. And then when you want to grow, there's always the foundation that's needed to grow faster. So that's what I'm always taking importantly when I teach students, because when they don't have a good foundation, good soil to nurture them, it's easy to get frustrated in the middle and get tight in the middle. A certain technique doesn't work, and the journey is not as enjoyable as it could be. So I experienced that growing up. So that's why, like, now I'm more into this foundational methods that can really make the violin journey so much more enjoyable and effective to get to the next level, and even like playing fast passage easier, and playing more in tune, playing with good sound. That all comes from this good foundation. So I want you guys, the holistic violinists, our group members, you guys are so lovely and inspiring and supportive to each other. I love how you are active in this group. Try to share more of your experience. So like the wins that you have and the questions that you have, and also the goals that you have, more put out there so that we can support you, and then I can support you, and I'm always cheering you on to succeed and achieve the results that you want. So keep putting yourself out there, and then ask me questions when it rises, okay? So come to the training, everyone. I would love to see you there and then get the most out of it. Yeah, so happy Thanksgiving, those of you who are in the United States. Just be grateful, like think of the grateful things that you have and enjoy the moments with your family and friends. If not, just have great food, delicious food, and relax at home. Just enjoy the holiday because rest is so good for our body and mind and heart also. So enjoy every moment of the holiday, and I will see you next week on Thursday at the training. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next Thursday or in the group. Okay? Bye!